I'm taking a first drive in the 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve.
Right to stay on Osage Loop.
This is the top of the line. The MSRP on this is right at $80,000 and it has everything.
Turn left onto Tennessee 246 South, then you will arrive at your destination.
All right, we're gonna play around with drive modes in just a second. First of all, I have to get set up. We have a power adjusted steering wheel.
If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give real mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it.
If you want to see a full tour showing you the inside and the outside, looking at all of the design elements and luxury comfort details, I have a video that I've done on this and the sister vehicle, the QX80, so go check those out. This video is all my drive impressions. It's what it feels like behind the wheel, what we have at our disposal as far as towing capabilities, trailering, and drive modes, acceleration, because we have a new engine for 2025. The V8 is out and a turbocharged V6, the twin turbo V6 is in. This has been retuned and has a new, smoother transmission that the engineers say is going to give you 25 more horsepower and 100 more pound-feet of torque than the outgoing V8. It should also give you better fuel economy, and you still have the capability of towing 8,500 pounds. So, I love a V8, I love the rumble of a V8, I love the power of a V8 and the acceleration, but on a smaller mid-size vehicle, I love a V6. So I'll be interested to see if the twin turbo V6 is going to give me the same get up and go, hauling this 6,000 pound vehicle that I want and I need, because I drive relatively aggressively. I like to get on and off the highway and merge with no issues. And I like get up and go. I don't necessarily pull out in front of people. You know, I'm a good driver, but I like to get there. So that is what we are going to try to do. I'm also going to monitor my MPG. Right now I've only been behind the wheel for just a couple of minutes and I'm averaging 12.3. Obviously when we hit the highway, I'm going to expect that to improve greatly. We'll check back on that. Right now I have 393 miles until empty. I'm going 45 minutes out and 45 minutes back. I'm not exactly sure how many miles that is, but I will update on the video when I get a chance. And right now I need to take a minute to turn the heat off because somebody turned the heat on, jacked up to 83, and I don't need it there. So, I also need to figure out how to turn on my massaging seats because they're heated and ventilated, and I'm pretty sure they massage. I'm not gonna mess with that while I'm driving. Here's a POV look of what the Pro Pilot Assist looks like when it's ready to engage, but you cannot go hands-free. So this is basically an adaptive cruise control, and that is the warning I wanted you to see. If you're messing around on your phone or you're doing something you're not supposed to, you're not paying attention, your Armada will clue you in that you need to put your eyes back on the road and your attention where it needs to be. There's a ton of intelligent safety features inside of this new car, and I will go through those later. Driving a car this big takes some getting used to. If you're coming out of a mid-size SUV, your tire track's gonna be narrower in that car than it is in this car, and honestly, this feels like I'm driving a bus. It probably looks like I'm driving a bus, but it's no different than the Tahoe, the Expedition, the QX80, the Sequoia. Those are all similarly sized, big, full-size SUVs. So, I guess it just takes some getting used to. I feel like, I'm not sure if I'm hugging the center line because I don't want to hug the shoulder. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see from the outside if I'm like dead on in the lane. There are cameras, there's tons of camera views. There's 360 cameras, intelligent, I think that Nissan calls everything intelligent something. So intelligent around view. There's invisible hood view. There's a camera in my rear view mirror. There's a camera in the cabin and another dash cam pointing out the front and the back to record anything that might happen, like a hit and run or something like that. So there's cameras everywhere. And I think the Pro 4X, but I will follow up on that. I'm driving 2 different trim levels today. This Platinum Reserve, and then later I'm gonna do some off-roading in the Pro 4X. And that trim level, it's the first time they've had the Pro 4X in an Armada.
Right.
And I'm excited to drive the off-road capable version. I record these in little pieces here and there because 1, for safety, and 2, because I like to actually experience the car. I'm gonna be quiet a second. I want you to hear me accelerate, and I wonder if you can hear the turbo.
You have arrived.
So that's a really smooth, and it's not loud.
Continue.
The handling on this is really good for a car this big. It has electronic adaptive air ride suspension, which means it will lift and lower. When you put it in park, it will automatically lower to help give you better clearance in and out. There's a button in the back. If you're loading in big cargo, it will lower so you can have ease of putting stuff in the cargo area. And when you're going a certain speed, it will lower for aerodynamics. Otherwise, for everyday around town driving, it will raise up, give you a higher view and a more comfortable ride and suspension handling. The whole thing is a lot more comfortable, the tuning in this, than the previous Armada. All right, I heard that I can take this camera and move it over there also.
You can do that.
Okay, how?
You do it.
Okay. This one?
No, that one.
Arrow.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. We're seeing everything.
That's a big pano.
Let's go
Camera.
over here.
Holy cow.
Let's go over here.
This is like being in front of the big screen in my living room.
That's right.
And
now watch this car come right in here. We can see it right across the meter. And we still have the speed over here, so you're not taking away from your driving experience.
you have your head-up display on?
Yeah, I can see 6 miles per hour.
Okay, so you got that. That's amazing. Will it work on other camera views?
Yeah, let's look at this one. How about that?
Oh, the invisible hood. This is my all-time favorite camera view. That is so awesome. All right, you know what I think this would be the best use for invisible hood? You know how you pull in or out of the garage, like the garage or the whatever, the driveway, and the kids have left a friggin' scooter?
Yes. Yes.
I have to, because I have run over my husband.
have not.
Yeah, my husband left a weed eater. I'm not lying to you. My husband was left, I don't know, in the South we call it a weed eater. Hold on. Some people call it a weed whacker. I don't know.
We're weed eaters in Arizona.
Okay, North Carolina, a weed eater. I don't know why, he must have finished this whatever and then put it right behind the garage door. The next morning I backed over top of it and it was at like a 45-degree angle. So now just to be a funny guy, he still uses that to trim and he has to hold it because it's on a 45.
See, now I would do different than that. I would say, self, I need a new weed eater.
A nice
How
one.
can I get a new weed eater? Oh, if I leave it outside the garage, my wife will back over it and I get a new weed eater.
Boom. And that's what happened. That's what keeps a marriage fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, well, was he happy?
No.
Okay,
Nope. I'm going to keep messing with this.
all right.
Oh, so it won't work on certain views.
It's not everyone. So
okay.
mostly
so it'll
for
tell
this
me.
one. So that's looking what's underneath it. This is if I pull up to an intersection or I want to see what's coming over here. Now I can see all the way across, right? So I can see that if someone came walking across, I can see them already before they even get to the road that's in front of me with my normal camera view.
All right. I listened during the presentation.
Of course you
Geotagging.
That's this thing right here.
Okay.
So whenever we're back at this location, this view is going to pop up.
Automatically.
Yeah, so when you get to your garage and you're at the front of your garage and you push and you have whatever camera you prefer to look at and you push that view will be saved. So every time you come up to your garage, it's going to come on so you can see, if you have a very tight spot, it's going to be able to see wide if that's a camera view you select. If you want to look all the way around and just see this view, geotag, and boom, you got it.
The fun about doing these drives is meeting new people. I met a new friend. from Arizona.
Forks up.
I'm such an amateur. I never get the friggin' microphone, the camera. Something's always going sideways on my technology, which is why I have to take so many notes about what to do here, because it's a struggle. Which is why I need a car that's gonna drive itself. Like, I really need to push button, start, and roll.
Come on, don't you like the speed and acceleration? Be able to get on it and go.
Oh, but it's
Don't
not
you
a
want
V8.
that forceful control? Oh, it's a twin turbo.
Twin
That's
turbo
better
V6.
than a V8.
I hauled ass in this thing yesterday. I did the road.
La, la, la.
I did the road course in the Platinum Reserve. That's what we're in right now. I was the first one back by far, like 20 minutes. Oh, he works for Nissan. La la la. But it's fun to drive, and
That's
it's
what we're after.
it has good acceleration. And I
That's what we're
used the
after.
ProPilot 2.1, which is eyes on, hands off.
That's right.
I've got my word track down. And I wanted you to see this interior. I think this is, I don't know what this color is, chestnut or
It's beautiful.
something. It's like, you know what, though? Brown is so polarizing. I have so many people, I always say I hate brown interior. And people they love it. I guess that's why you're making it. I do not
That's
like
right.
it. Yesterday I had almond and chai, which is the light cream color.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Like if I were building a car, it's gonna have almond and chai.
I love that.
Yeah, it
So
wouldn't.
we like built this for you.
Yeah, it wouldn't have this like caramel chocolate vibe. This is pretty, like the wood grain, and look at this detail.
Beautiful.
It's pretty.
Welcome.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
And stay tuned for a little sneak peek from my time with the Pro 4X.
All right, if you're a guy and you're watching this video, just be honest for a second. Would you freak out if your wife was like, I'm hooking up a 30-foot Airstream and I'm gonna tow it on down the road to the campsite? I swear my husband wouldn't even consider that I get behind the wheel. He's gonna have to think again, because I'm gonna tow this thing across Tennessee.